Hello, hello, hello. This is Coach Vic. This is Finding Your 40. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about a worthy ideal, and we're going to really get into it. You know, we talked about success being a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. And so we're going to break that down a little bit more today so we have a better understanding of exactly what we mean when we talk about a worthy ideal. We're going to give you some examples of what a worthy ideal is and what a worthy ideal is not. So today on Finding Your 40, this is Coach Vic. I want to first of all say thank you to all of you new subscribers, to all of you who continue to follow the channel, and all of you who continue to support and send emails and make comments. This has been such a wonderful experience for me, and I just want to really just take the time to say thank you to each and every one of you guys, and not to each and every one of you. Excuse me, I'm not guys, girls, and however you identify yourself. But at the same time, I want you guys to know that I'm really, really appreciative of everything you guys do. So today, a worthy ideal. Finding your 40 through the success puzzle. When you consider that success is dependent upon a progressive realization of a worthy ideal, it is necessary and it necessarily follows that the first thing you require to solve your success personal puzzle is a worthy ideal. Common logic dictates that you cannot progressively realize a worthy ideal if you do not have one. If you don't have a worthy ideal, or if you don't know what a worthy ideal is, then it becomes very difficult for you to actually find yourself being successful because you have not solved the first part of the puzzle, which is to come up with a worthy ideal. Thinking. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think it or not, you don't. If you like to win but think you can't, it's almost certain you won't. If you think you'll lose, you've lost. For out in the world, you'll find that success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in a state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, then you are. If you have to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the one who thinks he can. And so we have to really begin to understand that everything that we're doing when it comes to success, when it comes to actualization, when it comes to goal realization, starts with our thoughts. It starts with how we think. It starts with what we think. And the Bible tells us that if as a man thinketh in his heart, then so is he. And so we have to really begin to understand that everything that we do starts with a conscious thought. Conscious thought. So thinking. So today we're gonna focus on thinking and then our worthy ideal. This piece of your personal puzzle is absolutely vital to your success. A worthy ideal represents the high octane energy that fuels your mind and body to travel through those severe storms you know you will encounter. It's the storms that strengthen you, that give you the mental muscle you require to keep on moving onward and upward. Remember we talked about the mental muscle, and we had in the last segment we had the brain, those lifting weights, and so we're going to continue with that because mental fitness is everything when you're talking about being successful, because you're going to have to know how to push past your perceived barriers and your perceived borderlines and your perceived boundaries in order to excel and exceed and get to the place that you really want to be. And so we're going to continue that process today with the worthy ideal. Continue so we can continue to grow and to mature into our success model and through the success puzzle. The success puzzle. And here you have a man climbing the stairs, and as you see, the stairs are being drawn as he's going up, and so if he doesn't take the next step is not going to be drawn. And so we have to think that that's the same thing for us. Every step is a step of faith. Every step is a step of not really knowing, of not knowing but knowing. You don't know what the next step is going to be, but you know you have to take it. And so as you're taking and as you're moving and you're knowing, as you're understanding more about your I am, and you take that step, it's a step of faith. It's a step of courage. It's a step a step of belief that there's something there that you're pursuing. Remember we talked about seeking being a relentless pursuit. There's something that you're seeking, that you're pursuing, that you have to take that step, even though you can't see it, even though you don't really know it's there, even though it's not traced out, yet you know you must take it. A worthy ideal is frequently referred to as a goal. Goals are great and play a necessary role in your life, but by comparison, a goal is really quite common. A new automobile, a trip abroad, possibly a piece of furniture or a new garment would come under the heading of a goal. A particular mark on a report card at school or a monthly sales target may also qualify as a goal. However, none of the aforementioned would ever qualify as a worthy ideal. A worthy ideal is something you're going to have to seek. It is something that is not actually tangible, but at the same time, it is something that is worthy of your pursuit. And so we have to really begin to understand that, hey, this is not something common. A car and a worthy idea sound more like an oxymoron. They just do not fit. A goal lacks the prestige and significance. Success is the. I want to repeat this so that we can digest this and we can begin to make this part of who we are, and you can begin to make it your mantra. Success is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal, and that is by Earl Nightingale. And Earl Nightingale had a high influence on Bob Proctor in building this program, and so we want to really continue to as we're in our pursuit of our progressive realization. A pursuit of success. We have a progressive realization of a worthy ideal, and so we're going to continue to own in on what our worthy ideal is going to be for us. A worthy ideal is charged with the great spiritual value. It is a worthy idea that inspires the soul to move onward and upward to a greater awareness of the sheer beauty and the abundance of life, real life, the life the architect of the universe created for you. It is a worthy ideal that will inspire you to keep on going regardless. It will cause you to develop a greater and greater awareness until at long last, you become aware of your oneness with the Creator. This, which is the ultimate goal of the ultimate aim of all thinking people. The ignorance of our true nature is the primary cause of every problem in the world. The ignorance of our true nature, the ignorance of who we are individually. Remember, we talked about the metacognitive knowledge level, and where you have an understanding of who you are individually and how you fit in the world around you, how the world around you fits you into it. And when you have problems, our problems and our situations, our circumstances arise because we lose sight of our value and of the value of the things around us, and so we lose sight of the procedural and the factual and part of it, and so we have a difficult time of really beginning to see how everything works for us and works with us, and how we work with everything, and how everything works for our good, and so we have to really begin to get to that place where we have a firm understanding on a metacognitive level of how we are connecting with our Creator and becoming one with our Creator. Is our primary goal, is our primary pursuit in our pursuit for success. And here we have the universe, and the creator of the universe created all these things, made all these lights, made everything possible, everything, and it's so awesome when you look at how the other planets, how all aligned, and they never collided with each other, and then we first it was 9 planets, and now we're at 8 because we say that Pluto was a dwarf planet, no longer a regular, considered a planet by regular understanding. And so now we have 8 planets, but it's really cool how all of them orbit the same sun, and at no time are they ever in danger of colliding with each other. Everything is perfectly orchestrated for every planet to make a successful orbit around the sun. Everything is perfectly orchestrated for you to make a successful orbit and make a successful turn or venture into your greatest and highest self. It's perfectly orchestrated for that. All things work together for good for those who love God and are called according to His purpose. And so, when you begin to understand that it's orchestrated for you, but you have to be aware of the content of your container, the contents of your container. Remember, we talked about everything being inside of you already. You already having and possessing all you need in order for you to be successful. It's just a matter of you being aware of it. And when you're aware of the contents of your container, then you begin to understand how it all fits. You begin to understand how it all moves together. You begin to understand how you can move in it and how you can flow with it, and how you can continue to allow those things to be the ebb and flow of all of nature around you, to push you to your highest self and into your greatest value. And then you begin to know more about who you are, and you can begin to respond in ways you hadn't responded before. And this is how you begin to get to that ultimate level of success. You have awesome power. God's gift to you is more talent and ability than you will ever hope to use in your lifetime. And your gift to God is to develop as much of that talent and ability as you can in your lifetime. And this is by Steve Bow, a corporate executive. Just a really great statement. There is no one who is capable of even guessing with any degree of accuracy at what you're capable of doing. There is genius wrapped up in every cell of your being. The most erudite scientist alive will not guess at what you can do. You are an instrument of God, endowed with infinite capabilities and designed to do God's work. What is God's work? God's work is creation. God is the creator, and you have been given creative abilities. An educated person is not necessarily one who has an abundance of general or specialized knowledge. An educated person is one who has so developed the faculties of their mind that they may acquire anything they want or its equivalent without violating the rights of others. And that is a statement by Napoleon Hill. And so the faculties of the mind, which Hill is making reference to, are creative faculties which separate you from all other little creatures in the world. Unfortunately, organized educational institutions do not teach us how to recognize and develop these faculties. However, to put your personal success puzzles together and enjoy the desires, enjoy the success you desire, the development of these higher faculties is essential. It is essential that you develop your faculties. We're getting ready to go over the faculties now, so if you have a pen and paper, go ahead and write them down. I'll also put a PDF in the description box for you, so you'll be able to go back and print it off the description box and begin to deal with this. But we must develop our higher faculties in order for us to actually be as successful as we want to be, to get to the ultimate goal, the ultimate prize that we're pressing toward. And so we have your intellectual factors. You have the intellectual mind, and you have imagination, you have memory, you have perception, you have intuition, you have reason, and you have will. And then there's boxes there. So I want you to take a moment to print out either you can print it out, or you can just click on it and then use your mouse or type out what each one of these boxes. Type out what imagination means to you. Type out what intuition means to you. Type out what memory means to you. Type out what reason means to you. Type out what perception means to you, and then type out what will means to you. And then as you begin to make a description of those things, you'll have a better understanding of what your intellectual factors are, what your higher faculties are, so we can begin to develop those things and work on those ideals, and then get to our progressive realization of a worthy ideal, which is our ultimate level of success. In search of a worthy ideal, our mind is the center of divine operation. The divine operation is always for expansion and fuller expression, and this means the production of something beyond what has gone before, something entirely new, not included in past experience, though proceeding out of it by an orderly sequence of growth. And so this is the thing I really want us to really think, that everything we're doing has an order to it. And so as we begin to develop that order, from that order comes growth. And our ultimate goal is having a growth mindset, so that we can continue to value our growth that is within us, and continue to grow into our greatest level of being. and we can begin to move through the dimensions, begin to move through, into close proximity of, have our successes be in close proximity of each other. And it is such a wonderful experience when you begin to develop and you begin to see, and you can, and your perception changes, and you can begin to see just how much of you has developed, and how much you've grown, and how much comes to you much easier. We talk about manifestations. Manifestations begin to happen so much easier for you as you begin to experience these levels of growth. And it is such a wonderful experience. Yes. Therefore, since the divine cannot change its inherent nature, it must operate in the same manner in me. Consequently, in my special world of which I am the center, it will move forward to produce new conditions, always in advance of any that have gone before. And this is Thomas Troward, in the Door Lecturers of Mental Science. You don't have to slow down, calm down. You don't have to slow down, calm down. This is what our practice says. And so now we have the binding commitment. Make a written commitment that you will memorize Thomas Troward's quote and repeat it numerous times daily. And then I'm gonna put this particular PDF also in the description box for you to print it out, put your name on it, and then write out the statement that we just read from Thomas Troward. So important for us to begin to digest this and internalize this and begin to make these words part of our everyday speaking, our everyday understanding, so that we can begin to change our vocabulary. We talk about changing your vocabulary and changing your verbal tones to yourself, so that you can begin to develop and grow your internal voice to new levels, when you're always speaking positive of yourself and everything around you. And no matter what's happening, no matter what is going on, you're always going to have positive things to say about yourself. How you see yourself, how I see myself, what I say to myself in my private time is what will end up in my environment. And so we're gonna change our wording, so we can change our environment. And to change our environment, we're gonna change the world. And so here we are. We're at the end of the presentation, and I want you to understand that just because we're stopping here, doesn't mean that you have to stop. You can take an opportunity, go back through the video, begin to pick up the key points again, begin to work on your PDF. And begin to put things together, so you can better understand what your intellectual mind is capable of. We can better understand what your reasoning factors are, your will factor is, and begin to put those things together, so you can begin to progress and begin to grow and begin to develop your worthy ideal, so you know exactly what it is you want to do. You know what success looks like, and you're not setting goals based on small tangible things like I'm just going to buy a car, or I just want to do this. Your worthy ideal is going to be something that's going to be big, and it's going to cause you to wake up in the middle of the night. It's going to cause you to want to stay up late and wake up early, and you're not going to be able to sleep. You're not going to be able to think. You're not going to be able to eat. It's always going to come back to you. It's always going to make you. It's going to force you to develop that idea. It's going to force you to put yourself in motion, put things in action. Your worthy ideal is going to drive you. We talked about the mandate. Your mandate. You talk about the mandate. In earlier segments. And the mandate is your worthy ideal. What your purpose is, for what you are made for, what you're put on this earth for. That is your worthy ideal. That is a worthy ideal. You're more than just wherever you're working right now, whatever you're doing right now. You're more than a football player or track star. Or you're more than all those things. Your worthy ideal is something that is inside of you that's going to drive you into greater heights and put you in greater places, and allow you to be able to have a platform that you would not ordinarily have, because your worthy ideal is tied to your mandate. And so this is Coach Vic. This is Finding Your 40. Thank you for joining. Like, share, and subscribe to the video. Continue to send me emails. Continue to make comments. I will put my email address down there so we can schedule some Zoom meetings. We're doing one-on-ones. Got a great session last night. I wish you guys could have an opportunity to partake in that. But we'll open up the platform to one-on-ones. So whatever you need from me, I'm ready to give it to you. All you have to do is ask. Just send it to me on email. Put it in the comment section. I'll respond to the comments comments. I'll put email, and we'll continue to grow and develop. And this is Coach Victor, it's Finding Your 40. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you guys again, and welcome to the channel. God bless you, and have a good day.